video modelers, and welcome to another quick and dirty build and review. This episode will focus on the AMT 48 scale F4U-1 Corsair. And these were flying out of my local Navy base, NAS Glenview, during the war, and they were practicing landings on the converted ships. One was called Wolverine off the coast of Chicago. And just as a different way of having fun with a vintage build, I am building this one as a self-portrait. I'm a kid from Peoria that just got brought into the war, dragged out of school and flight school, and practice landings at NAS Glenview. So we're going to be building a Navy Corsair from the early days of World War II. Let's get down to this and start having some bent wing Chicago coast fun. I'm shooting the engine with flat aluminum, and I'm also going to hit the front edges of the wings with any extra flat aluminum so I can nick those up for weathering. I'm going to see if I can make that technique work. I made a little loop knot with a rubber band to hold that propeller in place against the stock styrene, and I can trim off the excess and then put that onto the fuselage. The horizontal stabilizers are keyed so that you cannot put one into the wrong side, and then the inner tabs match up. There are holes on the two inner tabs, and then the rudder goes into the holes in both of those tabs to lock all three of them together inside the fuselage. Let's just take a quick look at things. I was holding my propeller in with a rubber band, and I'm just going to glue it flat to my stock styrene makeshift Wasp engine. And I saw Max Cone K doing this on Max's models, where he penciled his lines. And I'm thinking about pre-shading, but my airbrush, I'm getting my airbrush cleaned out and soaking in solvent right now. So I may not be airbrushing this model, but the pencil technique looks really fucking good. And I do want to try some kind of weathering on this. And it's just a medium blue paint job, but I think I'm going to lay in, when I get the airbrush going, I want to do several thin layers because I want to see if I can make these lines pop. I have my Corsair airbrush dialed down as tight as I can get it, and I'm having decent luck swabbing off my boo-boos with rubbing alcohol on Q-tips. So that is helping keep me on track, and it's letting me rub out my mistakes acceptably, because once again I am going over this with medium blue. But I love this pencil technique, and that's as tight as I can get with my flat black and my airbrush, and I just like this approach. AMT plays it a little cheap on the detail side, and in fact there are no guns molded into this Corsair, so there's a little bit of room for improvement on the detail side, and I'm being forced to look up on the internet where the guns were and fake out my own. And I already don't like my scale on my three guns, on my three Brownings, but that's what you're dealing with. Vintage. You lucky motherfuckers. Welcome once again to Canopy Corner, baby. And, you know, now that I've made the conscious decision that this is my own Corsair out of Naval Air Station Glenview, doing practice landings on Lake Michigan, this has a real personal kind of vibe to it. So I've really got to nail this one right. I like what I got. I'd give it about 85% on accuracy. And my blade rocking technique has served me well with this, but I've also got a long fingernail on my thumb happening, and this AMT canopy has raised frame members, so you can kind of groove the tape on that using your thumbnail. And this is looking good. I'm ready to shoot it. And I mix differently for my canopies than I do for the fuselage. So I'm just doing a separate little mini mix. I want it going on thick and I want it going on dry. And I want a much wetter mix for my fuselage. So let's get this thing shot and see how it turns out, baby. Since it's yours truly flying the mission, it wouldn't be very accurate if I didn't roll myself a nice big donkey doobie for the mission ahead. And, you know, I always believe in keeping spirits up. So, time to put on the canopy. Well, by this point, I've sent this off to a close friend along with Max from Max's Models. And the build is going over pretty great. And this was a fun way to enjoy a very basic, fun, vintage kit. The AMT Corsair compares favorably with the better 1970s Monogram and Revell aircraft kits. Light on detail, they all were. The parts fit, pretty terrific. My kit was missing some parts, but it was an eBay scrounge, so I'm getting off their fucking back about that. Anyway, this has been another quick and dirty build and review. This Corsair is a fun kit. If you see a good one, buy it, have some fun with it like I did, and thanks for watching.